different uh, commands, and you can get a lot of information, like if you are searching for particular PDF or some Word file. And also, like, you can browse the company website and collect a lot of information. Social networking site. So when you are working in any organization, you also have to be careful not to put a lot of details about the organization on your social network, like Facebook or Instagram. And even if like professional networking site like LinkedIn, you have to be careful not to add a lot of details or what you are doing. And so you should avoid putting a lot of information on those social and professional networking sites, because that is also a place where attackers generally they look and to collect the information. Website footprinting is also one way where organization many attackers, what they do, they try to uh, download the contents from the website, or they will do website mirroring, and they will collect a lot of information from their website. So there are tools which can like enable you to download the contents from the website and then browse all those details after disconnecting your system with the internet. So that is also one technique that attackers use. Email footprinting, like sending attackers send a lot of emails, phishing emails, and then if somebody replies, they will track their email and everything. So that is also one way that attackers use to collect the information from the target companies or organization information. DNS footprinting, network footprinting, like trying to collect the information about what are the address range that organization is using. And through social engineering, like impersonation or phishing, so they also try to do collect the information through these techniques. So they will send some link, and then they will ask attackers target employees to click on those links. And many employees, they click on those links, and then they get many information through that. So all these are like techniques where, and also like searching for IP address locations and DNS interrogation that you can do. There are tools, like it is very easy to use, that you can do search for the location of IP addresses and what DNS servers that they have. All these information are available, and many attackers, they use to find what kind of servers that they are using. And what kind of like they will send some phishing emails also and collect the information from the organization. So the main purpose of footprinting is like to collect the information, like network topology, technologies that target organization is using. Also trying to find what is the financial status of the organization, financial information, their physical location of their servers, what physical assets they have. Then what are the employees names, their email address, phone numbers, and on what roles that they are working. So generally, these are the common steps that attackers follow to collect the information. So many attackers, they collect the information through Google or organization's website. On By visiting the organization website, we can find a lot of information, like phone numbers, employees' email address, or their roles, what kind of business that they are doing, who are their customers. So all those information, many organizations, they put a lot of information on their websites. So and even by digging more into details, many a times attackers also find like what kind of servers that they have, and what are the name of the servers. That is also many times attackers find from the website. So we have to be careful from the defender's point of view, like what information we are putting on our websites. And it is always good to sanitize those input information before making it public on the websites. And then determining like networks logical and physical dimension, logical address, and everything, that is also one. We already saw last time, like nmap can help you finding the address ranges and everything. There are other tools as well that you can use. Also identifying which are the active computers and devices in the target organization. So nmap you can use to find which are the active hosts, active computers in the organization, active servers. And the purpose is to find those information like active host, open ports, services which are actively running, so that they can try to see how we can get inside the organization and get the confidential information. Then also finding the operating systems, and also if they are running some proprietary software or even some open source software, what are the vulnerabilities in those software. Then we publicly do some research, and then the attackers find and they try to exploit those vulnerabilities. So that is like the purpose of footprinting, to collect as much information as we can to coordinate the attacks. So these are like activities attacker can perform when doing footprinting in an organization. So they will try to find company's website, who are their key employees, like maybe their higher executives, and maybe developers who are doing some development activities, and they are involved in some main project. So they will try to identify key employees, what are the open positions and job requests. So open position and job request also, like when organization put those open position and job roles, they have to be careful not to disclose a lot of secrets. Of course they need to advertise, like if it is a developer role or any other roles, security roles, they need to mention what they are looking for, but without disclosing a lot of secrets, like what they are going to do, and what tools they are using, and how what would be the detailed task. So all those things we should avoid. We should put generic information, and then what skills we need, definitely we have to specify, without disclosing a lot of secrets. Otherwise attackers, they try to see those positions and those job advertisements, and also try to analyze like what company is right now doing, what kind of projects they might be doing. And those things help attackers to craft the cyber attacks. And then their parent organization, their sister companies, and all those things, and technologies and software that organization is using. So all these things attackers, they try to find during the footprinting stage, like network address and their range, what kind of address range attackers have. Then also many product based companies, they, their employees, they write a lot of blogs and some white papers. So when we are putting those kind of information, we have to be careful not to leak some confidential information. So we have to be careful. Of course, if we are doing something white, if we are releasing some white papers, we have to disclose something, but we have to be at the very high level without disclosing all the technical details. So you can also collect. There are some search engines where you can collect the information from file transfer protocol, like FTP search engines. They are used to search for files located on FTP servers, and attackers, they try to search on FTP search engine like Napalm, FTP indexer. And there are freeware web FTP file search. So all these are platforms where attackers like they try to search for some critical files that maybe organization is using. So this kind of information, it helps to maybe suddenly attackers will find that, yeah, these are the some critical files that organization has accidentally put on some search engines. So we have to be careful if we are putting those information to keep it secret. Then, if you are looking for some IoT devices, for instance, then attackers, there are some specific portals where they try to search for open IoT devices. You can go on Shodan, and this is widely known for putting a lot of IoT devices which are online, and we have to make it make sure that when we are using IoT devices, those are secured, and it requires authentication and proper authorization to access those devices. So you can go on Shodan and you can search for a lot of IoT devices. It will show you, but you also have to be careful. You can see CCTV cameras and everything on Shodan, and you can see some like active cameras positions, but we have to be careful. Also, sometimes attackers, they put those IoT devices also on those portals, and if you go and access those IoT devices, those cameras, they will know your location, and they will find what IP addresses you are using, and from where you are accessing, and they try to use when you access those devices, they will try to access your systems, and maybe try to deploy some trojan or something. So it can cause anything. I mean, it can then you are exposed and in their environment. So you have to be careful when you find those kind of open cameras to access on Shodan. But that is a well-known portal where you can find a lot of IoT devices. So, for instance, this is one example. So you can go on Shodan. You need to log in, but you can get only limited information. To find a lot of details, you need to pay and get a paid subscription, and that is expensive. So you can go and search on Shodan for some cameras or some IoT devices, and it will list those IoT devices maybe in your area. If you are just looking, like, let's say you are looking for IoT devices in Delhi or any other place, you can put the city name, and it will list some lot of connections and devices, and it will show you like open ports and these things. But you have to be careful on going and access those devices, because maybe attackers, they have listed there deliberately so that somebody will click on those links, and then they will get information about the who is accessing cameras and everything. And maybe that is that contains some malicious code which will be deployed when you access those cameras on your systems, and that can damage your security. So HTTP track website compare, that is also very well-known tool which enables you to browse everything offline. So what you can do, you can it is open source tool. You can go and type in Google HT track software, and you will find that you can install it. It is very easy to install. And what you can do, let's say you want to browse kit website, so you can go and put the information, but it will take a lot of time to download the contents, because on many organization website there are a lot of information, and it will take some time to download those content. But what it helps, that you can download the information, and then maybe let's say you are traveling somewhere, or where you don't have a very good internet connection, then you can browse all those downloaded contents without having an internet, and on your in your free time you can just browse those things, and it is locally downloaded on your computer then. So it is very easy to use. You can just go and type some project name and directory, and then you provide the where to store those information, and then you provide the also like the website that you want to uh, download the content from, and then it will download the content from those websites that you see here. I have attached a screenshot. and then it will download the contents on your local machine, and that you can browse in your free time and just get all the information. It is very easy to use, but yeah, it is good to know these tools actually. So you see here there are a lot of information that is getting downloaded for a site which I downloaded from my previous organization. And then what you can do, you can go and browse all those contents manually in your directory and without having internet connection. So that is a very like you can also maybe organization is having a lot of PDF, word file, images, everything will be downloaded on your local machine. So it will also consume a lot of space, so you have to be careful. And then you can go and like I can see you can see here this is a PDF file. So all these contents you can download. So this is a very good tool. It is very easy to use. You can just go and type http track or ht track, and you can download and install and just work with this tool. This is another platform, Wayback Machine. We also call it Internet Archive. So I have given the link here, so you can go on this one. And what you can do, for instance, let's say you want to uh, look for the some information about the organization, and maybe that information was available 5 years back on their uh, organization website. So then maybe you would like to go like in 2021 or 2020, uh, and then check for that information. If the snapshot was taken at that time by the Wayback Machine, then you will find those information. And what information was present was during that time, you will find all those information. So it is also very like you can just go on archive.org and you can look for also Google how it used to look in 1998, 1999. So this is the portal. So you can go here, search for any organization, and then it will show you on which like if you are let's say you are going and trying to look for information in 2000. So then it will show you like in which month, like maybe in January, February, 1 or 2 days you will see that yeah, the snapshot was taken. So you can click on those snapshot, and then it will show you how the website of that organization used to look in 2000 or 1998. So for instance, you can go and type google.com that you see here, and let's say you want to see how in 1998 it used to look like. So you can click on that, and maybe you will not find like these are not available. So maybe in December or November or September it will be available. So I clicked on that, and this was the from 11th November 1998. So this is how Google website used to look like in 1998 November. This is also a place like you can go and search for information about an organization. Maybe you are doing something and you need some information which organization had like 10 years back, 15 years back, and now they have removed it, but you want to go and check that. So you can use Wayback Machine and look for those information. So this is how Google used to look like in 1998. And as I mentioned, you have to be careful also when you are, as an organization, you are putting job request on some portals, because many a times putting a lot of details about the job roles and everything, it can cause cyber attack. In the sense that attackers will know what kind of technology you are using, what are your priorities right now, and what skills you need. So they will get to know about those things, that yeah, what you are doing, and what tools you are using. So you have to, of course, post some information, but you have to be careful not to reveal too much information. And also, when you are putting a lot of information on your website, you have to be careful, like not to disclose information. So you have to search, sanitize all those information. So for instance, you can go and search for the source code or HTML of the target organization, and maybe you can find some information. For instance, this is one example I'm showing, where a particular organization has revealed that this web page prompts for the password to log on to the database server, and they have named the database server. So this is not a good practice. So you should not reveal the name of your servers that you have provided or you are using. So maybe just you can sanitize the information. So it is always good, before making information public on your website, to search for what information you are disclosing. So like here you can see the database server name is not needed actually, but that organization has listed it. So that is also like you have to be careful from defender's point of view what information to disclose. So there are some countermeasures that we should always do, like we need to make sure that we don't put confidential or sensitive information on our website, as you saw previously in the slide. And also, like sanitize all the inputs when you make it publicly available on your website, so that those information are like database server, web server name, or email server name. Those things, your uh, like attackers, they cannot get those details. Like also, if you have to be careful, like which employee details that you would like to put on your public portal. So you should not, you should avoid putting their email addresses or their phone numbers. So in that, those details should be sanitized. If you're listing for job advertisement, you should not disclose a lot of details. You should provide, yeah, of course, what roles it is, and what kind of skills you are looking for, but not disclose a too technical information. Then, like we should also avoid, we should always provide workshop training to make sure that people don't put a lot of personal details on some discussion forum or uh, social media, with social networking sites, or even professional networking sites. And also avoid using as a like insecure application, like always use HTTPS, and like also telnet and FTP have security problems, so you always use the secure version of that, like secure file transfer protocols. Also secure, sanitize your DNS registration, so that it do not reveal a lot of information. So these are some basic countermeasures that you can follow to avoid, like attackers don't collect a lot of details about your organization. So let me know if you have any questions here. What I will show you. Let me.
Yeah, any question from your side? This is sir, very sorry, Mr. Due to some problem on the road, so I came late.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. Yeah, Sumit told me,
Yeah,
so
yes,
that
yes.
is fine. Yeah. So I would show you, when we do the take the session for workshop. I mean, you prepare these things so that you don't waste time. So you can install Kali from kali.org. So this is widely used tool platform for like doing pen testing in your control secure environment in your virtual machine. So you can, so first thing that you can do, you can install Oracle VirtualBox. So let's say, so you can go and download the. I'm showing for Windows. So if you have Mac or Linux, then you need to download the Linux version or Mac. But if you have Windows, that is best thing, because these security tools, it is easy to run on Windows, and on Mac it is difficult. But yeah, Linux is also fine. Linux is also as good as Windows for these tools. So Windows, you can click on this one. I'm not going to do that because I already have VirtualBox. But you can click on this one, Windows host, and you can download the Oracle VirtualBox. You can also maybe go here, download, and yeah, click on this one and then download the, maybe if it is showing 7.28, you can go and download 7.26, 7.25. That is fine. Downloading one or two previous version, it is always good because maybe those are a stable version. So it is, you can download 7.2 point 6 or 7.2.4 or 5. That is good. And then just double click it and VirtualBox, and it will install very easily. So you don't need to be it's not a very difficult thing. And once it is installed, you can go and on kali.org, and you can like click on download, and you have two options, like you can click installer image. So then you can click here that 4.4 gig, and you can download that. I am not going to download, I already have. And then it will take some time and it will be downloaded, and then you can install that installer image. And then there is another like virtual machine image. So this is, I would recommend, it will be easy to install. You can just go and click on 3.5 for VirtualBox. If you have VirtualBox, if you have a VMware, then click on this one. But if you have VirtualBox, just go and click on this one, 3.5 gig, and I would recommend to download this pre-built virtual machine, and it is very easy to install. And then what you can do, let me, and this is the password, Kali, you Kali username and Kali password. And then what you can do, just open your VirtualBox, and you can go here and maybe click import appliance, and just, I'm not going to click because I already have. So you can just click on that, and you can import the image that you just downloaded, that pre-built virtual machine version, and then it will install very easily. It's not very difficult to install, so you can install it very easily. And also you can download Windows virtual machine. You can find that maybe on, so you can go on Microsoft page, and you can find my Windows 11 or something, and just click on that, and it will be downloaded. You can find that. So just explore this page, and you will find maybe the enterprise version or something. So that also you can download and install it very easily. And then what, as I had shown previously, that you can put both like Windows and Kali in the similar same network, like NAT network. You can just go and click here the three parallel lines and network, and click on NAT network, and then just create a home lab, and then maybe provide the IP prefix 10.0.2.0, and then both virtual machines, you provide the same network, put it in the same network, so that you can do all the activities very easily. Then once your Kali is installed, this will be your interface that you will see. This is your interface, and you can find all the tools for pen testing here. If you click here, the logo application, and you can find a lot of tools. Like for reconnaissance, and there are a lot of tools for initial access, for Go Fish is social engineering tools, phishing tools, privilege escalation. Yeah, Metasploit framework is here. So you will find a lot of tools here. So then you can go and then learn this tool. But first thing is like, yeah, you need to install these Kali and Windows virtual machine, and then you can use it. So I would suggest to install these tools and make sure that yeah, it is working properly. And it is very easy to use actually. Nowadays you can also find a lot of YouTube videos also, and it will be easy to install. So let me know if you have any questions.
Yes, just install the Kali, which will be also useful during the time of workshop.
Yeah,
Because all of require not required to register directly, you can join the workshop. Fine. I'm sending the links, but you should not register there. You can directly join the workshop, and you just install this thing so that it will be helpful during the workshop also. Any questions? You can unmute yourself. You can ask. Kusagra.
Sir, for a virtual machine, is Windows 7 not a more appropriate option than Windows 10 or Windows 11?
Windows, do you have a Windows 7 or?
Sir, because sir, I did had virtual machines before, and sir, it was always recommended to use Windows 7.
Yeah, you can have Windows 7. That is also fine. Because the main purpose is to learn here, understand how it works. So Windows 7 is also fine.
Exactly, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question?
And
Yes.
sir, do we need to download the virtual machine? There are websites that that allow a virtual environment for these machines. Can't we use that instead of having a separate virtual machine downloaded?
Sorry, can you say it again?
Sir, many websites give us a virtual environment for a specific machine having that OS already loaded into it. So, should we not use those websites rather than installing a virtual machine, sir? Because again, same thing, sir, storage is less of our laptops, so it occupies a lot of storage because you have to download the OS full version into it when you're running
Yeah,
a
if
virtual
you do
machine.
not have a lot of space, you can use those websites, but maybe at some point of time, you won't have a lot of options. Maybe they will ask you to pay for a lot of things. So there are some websites that you can use, but I prefer to install it on my local machine and then do the things. And that is also a good way, like you can, while installing, configuring, and
We
checking
lost your
everything,
mind.
you can. You will learn a lot, because that you will, maybe you will face some challenges and you will try to figure it out. So that is also a nice way to make your hands dirty, instead of looking at a fully configured platform and then just do certain assignments or things.
Okay, sir. So that's the only questions I had.
Okay then. So Rishisa, tomorrow we have class at 9. We have Risha.
Tomorrow I will have difficulties, sir. I can take the workshop now. I've told Sumit, because I have some work to finish, and also
Okay, so I
I
will
have to
ask.
travel.
Okay, I will ask Sumit to take 1 or 2 sessions. Then we'll stop so that we'll concentrate on the workshop. On the
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Rishikesh, one question is there in chat box. Please read and read.
Oh,
Okay.
what are the best advice we can follow to avoid footprint from? Yeah, there are a lot of countermeasures that you can deploy. Like you have to be careful not to disclose a lot of information on your website of the organization, like as I showed in the slide, that many a times if you go in the source code or HTML source code, you will find a lot of details about the like email servers name they are using or database servers name they are using, and also a lot of technical details. Like many times employees write their blogs or white papers, especially in the blogs they will put a lot of screenshots of the technical things, so those things we should avoid. So we should be always careful not to put or disclose our technical secrets or trade secrets, and also to have proper authorization and access control in your organization. Also to if somebody has to access some servers, like even the email servers, there should be proper authentication and authorization before providing any access to that person. So all these things you can follow, and then also avoid using unsecure protocol. So you always use secure file transfer protocol, and also if you are posting just some job roles, you don't disclose a lot of technical details. So those things that you can do to avoid disclosing your information, and avoid, like prevent attackers from collecting a lot of details. Any other question?
I don't think so. Okay then. So thank you very much. Recording I will upload it today,
Yeah.
and I'll discuss with Sumi sir when will be the next session, either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'll inform you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.